Well, howdy there, folks. This is your host, idjester. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining me. Hopefully, you watched part one of our RPG virtual tabletop. It was basically me ranting and raving about my current situation and stuff. So, this one I promise will be a little more informative and help those players out there that are looking at VVTs. I keep calling them VVTs, it's VTTs. Virtual tabletops, don't know much about them, etc., etc. So hopefully this episode will be much more informative. If you didn't watch last episode, that's fine. It's just kind of me ranting and raving about why virtual tabletops are not that bad, why they're actually good, and why your current situation you might be looking into a virtual tabletop for yourself. So there's lots of good resources, of course, out there on the interweb. The thing that people had created for us, people out there that are looking for information. And I had, like I mentioned last episode, just started looking into virtual tabletops because, well, it's almost been a year since the last I played because our group kind of disowned one another because of scheduling conflict and everything, and so we really haven't had a chance to hook back up. Kept trying to get back together, and 5th edition is coming out in 8 days from today, and so I am trying to get things started either with my current group or with anyone out there that is looking to play. And so I'm looking at virtual tabletops because, well, let's face it, getting together and playing on a regular basis with people just isn't going to happen that much. If you do, and you have a group that you meet once a week or every other week or whatever on a regular basis and never miss sessions and everything, consider yourself very lucky. I've been doing this for a long, long time, and I have had many different groups, many different players, many different situations, and they kind of all end up going the same way, where you lose some players, you gain some players, you lose some players, you can't find anybody, or people can't arrange their schedules to meet, things just don't work out, whatever, and all of a sudden you're not playing for months on end. And with 5th edition, I'm really excited about 5th edition. I'm not going to really let that situation come upon myself. I'm going to be playing 5th edition, and if I can't find a local group, and hopefully I can still find a local group, because some of our players are still interested in playing, it's just a matter of rounding out the rest of the group. Hopefully we can get that face-to-face going, and even with my current group or online, I'm hoping to get lots of playtime in with 5th edition. So, again, this isn't going to be me ranting and raving. This is kind of just a backstory. Let's look at virtual tabletops. There's lots of different information out there. I just came across this website here, Guide to Choosing a Virtual Tabletop, and it's very kind of informative. You get to look at a lot of the information and stuff, and it kind of gives you some things to think about, some suggestions, and kind of just an unbiased opinion of different things. And then, of course, it lists a whole bunch of different virtual tabletops out there. So we have Battlegrounds RPG Edition, D20 Pro Fantasy Grounds Game Table, iTabletop, Clogelworks Map Tool Open RPG, Roll20, and Screen Monkey. And of course, which each one they give you the pros and the cons built into it, and links to all the different individual information about that system, some screenshots, maybe even a video here that talks about it, some tutorials, some online manuals, and of course people's thoughts and suggestions and comments. Take them as you will. Some people like certain systems and other people don't. The one thing I can honestly tell you about virtual tabletops is they're for me personally, at this point, there is no perfect virtual tabletop. And what I mean by perfect virtual tabletop is it would have to meet all this criteria. It would have to be free, okay? Because being free, it would allow anybody to use it free, and that way you would have a huge database. You would be able to play multiple different systems. You would be able to input any of your gaming system information into it for free. And of course, you would have to have a large player database. So that would be kind of, if I had a wish list of things, that would be it. Now, to be honest, there's nobody out there that's going to create a perfect virtual tabletop for free for me or anybody else. The virtual tabletops that are out there that are free have some... you can play them for free, but you either A, don't get all the features, or B, they're not as... they don't have all of the availability and programming in it that some of the other software packages do. So, with that said, you're probably going to be paying money for a virtual tabletop. You could probably, if you're a player, and then I should stop this and say, okay, there is a big difference between a player looking for a game and, of course, a DM looking for a game, because the DM has to worry about creating, managing all of his campaigns, managing his data, managing the maps, the icons, the software, all that stuff. The players, they just show up, they just get whatever the DM gives them, and they do their little thing, and they don't really have to worry about all of the other stuff, creating and manipulating the data and making sure that 4th edition rules are all the 4th edition rules, or all the 4th edition monsters and the magic items and everything, are these already inputted in the system or not. They don't really have to worry about that. So some players might look at it and go, if I can get this game, this system for free, and I don't have to pay anything for it, it might be better, but it might not be better for the gaming group as a whole, because the DM doesn't have access to being able to do all the things he needs. So, with that said, there are quite a few options out there, as you can see, and there's even up-and-coming VTs to keep an eye on. Now, this page is old. If I recall, I remember reading that it was edited May 2013. So some of this obviously is probably old information. It's probably 2 years old, but I was obviously going around and I'm clicking on all of the links and checking out their different websites and kind of getting an idea of everything. So hopefully some of what I did, all my time, trouble, and effort, I can pass on to you and let you know what I thought of different things. This is just, of course, my opinion. So with all these different VTTs, and of course reading through the factors to consider when choosing a VT, the one thing is you should understand that, like I mentioned, there's no perfect VTT out there, because if I'm going to spend my time creating a wonderful program, I'm going to charge people for it myself as well. So you're going to have to probably purchase, you're going to have to spend some money to get a good quality product. So just by looking at the pros and cons of some of these, steep learning curve, been criticized for being visually unappealing. That is not something I am interested in at all. So just mark them right off the list. I don't want something. If I'm going to play virtual tabletops, I want something that is visually appealing, easy to use, and it does everything that I want it to do with it. And also, of course, one of the other things is it has to have a good player base, because having a great thing without any players using it is not going to work either, because you're obviously not going to be able to find players, etc., etc. Steep warning curve for macros and the framework it uses. No, goodbye. Can be difficult to install. Goodbye. Premium features like dynamic lightning require subscription. Okay, that I can understand. That's okay. We'll keep that one on the list for right now. GM client is Windows only, seems to be falling into disuse. Many consider this abandonware despite the fact that it's still being sold. Goodbye. No support for shared interactive character sheets. Goodbye. Not ideal for anything not D20 based. That's okay because everything I play is D20 based, so not a bet. We'll keep him on the list. Windows only, limited map and fungal issues, non-D&D rule sets sold separately. Okay, that's alright. Fine with me there. Relatively few features due to its just the basic approach makes this VT very easy to outgrow. Not interested in that either. Some claim this VT is still too buggy and not quite ready for prime time. So, pretty much just went through, looked at the pros and cons of each of these, and said, nope, not interested, nope, not interested, nope, not interested. Oh, this one's good, this one's good, this one's good. And so, basically, for myself, and like I said, everybody's different, I narrowed it down to just 3. And those happen to be D20 Pro, Fantasy Grounds, and Roll20. Oops, nope, this one right there, Roll20. So pros with Roll20 is it has a large user base that's growing quickly, and I'm thinking, well, this was in 2013, so this is 2 years old. If it's large and growing, by now they're going to have a huge database. It's easy to use, nothing to install, runs on a web browser, and voila, right there on the end, free. So that was, right off the bat, that was one of the ones that I said, kind of interesting. Let's look at this. So I spent some time looking at Roll20. Next one was, let's see here, Roll D20 Pro. So it's not ideal for anything not 20 based. Well, that's fine because everything is 20 based that I play anyways. And of course the Pro is it supports D20 based RPG systems very well. Okay, that sounded pretty interesting to me. The con is not bad and the Pro is good. So let's look at it. So I clicked on it and did a little investigation, watched some tutorials, really good tutorials. Went to the website and lo and behold, guess what I found out? D20 Pro is currently being updated to a brand new super cool system and is currently on Kickstarter. So if we go to Kickstarter here, you can go to Kickstarter and do a search for D20 Pro. They are switching it from the vintage or limited edition to, no, I think it's the vintage edition, I believe is, I forget the name of it. Anyways, D20 Pro is coming out with the unlimited virtual tabletop. As you can see, it is August 11th. There are 32 days to go, so it just started. Basically, I got on last night and it was 33 days to go. And it's already been successful. They only needed 10,000 and they're already up to 12,000, so this will be done. Now the question is whether or not how many of these ultimate goals will be inputted for the new gaming system. So you can see here at 10,000, as many know, the current version of D20 Pro offers only a square grid. Help us build the ultimate grid that will allow any kind of grid snapping rules and measurement. Achieve with our Kickstarter goal will mean that D20 Pro Ultimate will have the following plugins: squares, hexes, and no grid. So free movement. Excellent. 20k, unlimited creatures at 20k. So let's go, people. Let's get some more. Let's get some more backing there. We need some of these unlimited creatures. And I can guarantee this number, if we come back in about 30 days, this number will be a lot higher than 12,000. And they will have probably many of these stretch goals unlocked. So D20 Pro Unlimited will provide the following creature plugins: Pathfinder, 3.5, and the 4E compatible creature plugins. 30k, they're going to have declaring, targeting, and resolving an action on an individual such as an attack, performing a non-counted action such as a skill check, performing an action in an area, blah blah blah, whatever. 40k, a bunch of other stuff. 55k, multi-touch, multi-users, shadowcasting, fog of war. 75k, you can watch some videos on how things are going to work. 90k, mobile character sheets, etc., etc. Not only that, but let's face it, if they're going to be updating the already good gaming system with a brand new edition, that means that it's being supported. It's not vaporware. It's obviously used by many players and stuff. So, as you can see, I've already backed it. And by backing it, you get quite a big discount from the normal. Here's my $35 package. You get a full license and the Gen Con content, full license plus 12 extra unlimited license that I will receive, plus the original Crawl 2 Geometric boards, blah blah blah. So the way this system works is basically you need a license to connect, or the DM can have licenses and anybody can connect. So if I buy and have, say, 6 licenses, then I can have myself and 5 players join whether they have licenses or not. For me, I don't care if somebody, I would rather spend the money, have it so that I don't have to worry about whether somebody's got a license or not. I'll just go ahead and spend the 40, 35 bucks, whatever it is, and then get a couple extra licenses in this. You can get a player license to full, 2 plus 2 licenses upgrade, so like another 10, 15 bucks. Add 4 guest slots to existing full license, 15 bucks. So with what I already spent, I upgrade with 15 bucks. I have like 4 licenses plus myself. So I could, spend another 20 bucks and have the whole thing. Anywho, this is just to let you know, D20 Pro, between August 11th and probably September 10th, will be on Kickstarter if you're interested in updating. It's supposed to come out March 2015, as you can see. You can also get in part of the beta here, which is if you pledge 50 or more, you get to get in the beta, which will start approximately in February. So, about 4 or 5 months from now, they will have, hopefully, a brand new system. And from what I've seen, everything is really good. And it's already, the system that is currently, the advantage is, if you get the Kickstarter, you automatically get a license for the current version. Yeah. Where is it? Any reward with a D20 Pro Unlimited license will also include a compatible D20 Pro Legacy license that you will receive immediately following a successful Kickstarter, so you can start playing right away with basically the version that they're getting rid of when they come out with the new version, the Legacy Edition. So you're going to get a Legacy license. You can start playing right away, start hooking up, and joining up with different players. Oh, sorry about that. Got interrupted there, but now I'm back. What was I saying? So you're going to get a Legacy license. You can start playing right away. Start joining games. Start joining groups. Start DMing, whatever that you can play. And then, of course, you'll get upgraded to the Pro Unlimited license when that is released, hopefully in March of 2015. So that's the deal about D20 Pro. We'll eventually get to look at this. Probably I'm going to wait until the Kickstarter's over. I'll get my new license, and then we can start delving into this system and checking it out and see what it can do for us. But let's go back to our RPG virtual table here for a second. So that was the second one I was looking at. So first it was the Roll20. Then we went over to D20 Pro. And then, of course, the last and final one that, for me personally, sounded interesting was this fantasy battle. Used to be Battlegrounds, but now it's just Fantasy Grounds. So let's look at the cons again. Windows only, which is just fine with me, because that's all I use is Windows. Limited map and fog of war features, which I think that's actually incorrect now because they do have fog of war. And non-D&D rule sets sold separately. So, depending on how many systems you wanted to play, if you wanted to play D&D, you wanted to play Savage Worlds, you wanted to play GURPS, you wanted to play Mutants and Masterminds, if you have lots of different systems that you want to play, you have to take into consideration that you're going to be paying extra for all of these individual rule sets. So if you play Savage Worlds, you want to play Savage Worlds, you're going to have to spend $15 to get that system built into your Fantasy Grounds. If you play Mutants and Masterminds and you want to take advantage of those, again, another $15. If you play Deadlands and you want to play that in Fantasy Grounds, again, another $15. For me personally, I'm only interested right now, at least, in playing D&D. So having a non-D&D rule set sold separately, that's not a big deal for me. Windows only, that's okay. And of course, the limited map and fog of war features, I believe, if I look at this, that is incorrect. So I was thinking, this one sounds interesting. Got on the website, was checking it out, and lo and behold, one of the most awesome things I didn't realize is that, bam, you can purchase Fantasy Grounds on Steam. I'm thinking, wait a minute, Fantasy Grounds is on Steam? That means, hello, A, lots of people are going to have it, and B, I might as well play the video in the background here so you can see what it looks like. Lots of people are going to have access to it, and a lot of people are, it's going to be auto-updated, it's going to be, lots of big, huge database. If it's on Steam, everybody can download and get it off of Steam. Steam has sales. I don't know if this game specifically goes on sale when the Steam has the, their summer sale or their winter sale or whatever it is. And you can see you can buy it for $39.99. Now that's for an individual license. You can see you can buy a 4-pack for $120. So you're thinking, wow, $120. Whoa, that's kind of expensive. But you got to remember, that's a 4-pack. So that's 4 people. So if you and your friends got together and said, hey, let's do this, everybody chips in $30. 4 times 30 is $120. So you got your $120. So instead of being $40 a person, it's only $30 a person for a 4-pack. You can see that when I look at this list, most people are going to look at it and go, are you kidding me? Look at that. Oh my God. They're trying to charge them. They're going to charge it all that money. $697. I'm not spending $697.61. Blah, 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 blah. No. Okay. Well, first of all, for those people, take a chill pill, okay? Because this list just incorporates a bunch of stuff that you probably aren't going to need, okay? There is Savage World Adventure Deck, contains a new tool for dealing adventure cards to characters by simply dragging the card, blah, blah, blah. If you don't play Savage Worlds, you don't need it. Deadlands, if you don't play it, you don't need it. Call of Cthulhu, if you don't play it, you don't need it, etc., etc. So, I mean, there's some 4E, I believe this is a campaign scenario, what do they call those, modules, campaign modules. It's $7.99 if I wanted to have a module for 4E. Here's another one, $7.99. Some of them you can see down here go on sale. Every once in a while they pop them up. There's a sale there. So, Included, let's go down to the bottom here, blah, blah, blah. See, new Pathfinder role-playing game, compatible adventures available this week. So, when most people see this list, they go, oh my god, I can't believe I'm not spending all that money. For me, I'm looking at the list going, this is great. Oh my god, because not that I'm ever going to play this stuff, the fact that there are all these game systems available means that there's a lot of people that are going to use this program. There's going to be a lot of people that are interested in this. They wouldn't be coming out with all this stuff if only, 100 people had Fantasy Grounds, or, they couldn't make enough money to make it worth. They're not going to come up with this character collection for 4E Heroic Token Pack. Why would they do that? Why would they spend their time, money, and effort unless they have enough people in the system to make it worth their time, trouble, and effort? I see all of these expansions as, holy crap, they are really supporting this game. They are making it available to not only D&D players, but all kinds of players out there. Anybody that's interested in it. This is great. So anyways, Fantasy Grounds. You could see some of the video, I guess, we were watching there, kind of talking about what it looks like and everything. It's a hybrid application which allows you to play games and create your own games. It facilitates this play and provides some optional add-on adventure modules that can be loaded and played with very little preparation. Each game will require a game master and one or more players. This video actually is very, very good for you if you're interested in Fantasy Grounds. Obviously, just go to Steam, type in search, just type in fantasy. It's about the 12th one down the list, or you can type in Fantasy Grounds, whatever you want. Second video is absolutely really good. It shows you basic combat, how the system manipulates the numbers, how easy it is. You're actually going to take your dice, and you're actually, if this guy is attacking this skeleton, he just picks up his little attack roll and he drops a die right on top of the skeleton, and the system knows this guy is attacking this guy. And if it hits, it'll roll the damage and everything else. You can adjust your icon size. I mean, it's really, really good. You can tell there's a lot of support for this game. It's very in depth. It's not just one guy on the side programming this. That's what I don't want. I don't want to buy a game that has got like two guys that do this on the side. It's never updated or anything. That's why between just go ahead and minimize this. Between D20 Pro getting a brand new edition, Fantasy Grounds being on the Steam for program, and Roll20 being a free, quick-to-use, large database, growing quickly, easy to use, nothing to install, and free, those are going to be my three choices for a virtual tabletop. Now, I'm sure there's some people out there that are going, oh, wait a minute, now you didn't even check out this one or that one. And for you people out there, I would be more than interested to look at these. I want your thoughts and comments below. I want to know why you like this system. Why should I invest my time and effort in investigating it and finding out if it's something I'd be interested in? You can see there's up-and-coming VTs. Some of these are virtual, the D&D virtual table, the Epic table, Inferno, and the Scene Grinder. I don't know. So maybe there's something that I'm missing out there, but these are the three, for me personally, I'm going to be the enjoying and trying out. Now, I'm kind of different than most people. If I say I want this one, this one, and this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and buy all three of them, and I'm just going to try all three. And for me, it's better that way than to buy one and go, oh, okay, I like it, but it's not that good, and I'll just deal with it, blah, blah, blah. For me, it's better for me to buy all these programs, try all of them out, figure out for myself, oh, I like this one, or oh, no, this one does this really cool, and this one does this really cool. Which is more important to me to really do? Now, most people out there won't be doing that. They'll probably look at this, video, or when they're investigating virtual tabletops themselves, they'll go, I'm going to choose this one because I like it. I've seen some videos, and that's the one I'm going to use, and that's fine, and that's great. That's what they can do. But for me, I mean, when I was looking at role-playing games, I literally went out and I bought every single different kinds of books out there. I bought the Mutants and Masterminds, the Spycraft books, all these different books out there. Tried them all, looked at them, reviewed them, and then figured out, okay, I want to play this one. So yes, the other ones were a big waste of money because I'm not going to play them, and they're just sitting on my shelf collecting dust, and I'm not doing anything with them. Okay, that's fine. So I wasted a bunch of money, but I did get what I wanted, and that's what I'm going to be doing with my virtual tabletop. I'm probably going to purchase and find D20 Pro, which you've already seen I've kickstarted. Fantasy Grounds, I'll probably buy that. The only reason I haven't bought it yet is I'm waiting to hear from my current players and say, yes, let's do this. Let's do the virtual tabletop. We can all go together and get a 4-pack, and then that way it'll save me $10. If they decide they don't want to do it and they're not interested, then I will just go ahead and spend the $40 and buy Fantasy Grounds so I can try that one. And then, of course, OpenRPG, Roll20, which is free, and so that one I've actually already downloaded and been trying out here. And next episode, we're actually going to get into what the Roll20 is, what it does, and what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and give you kind of an overview and show you some things that I've only had this program for like 3-4 days max, and I've been able to figure things out and do with them. I'm going to show you some things, so even if you are familiar with D20, maybe there's some things that I can show you with that video. We'll probably spend a couple videos talking about Roll20. And then, as I mentioned, once our Kickstarter ends with D20 Pro, we'll probably look at that one as well. And of course, Fantasy Grounds, once I find out back from my current players if we're going to be doing it and everybody wants to chip in $30, then we'll get the 4-pack. And if they don't want to chip in $30, whatever it is, then I will just spend the $40 and buy Fantasy Grounds, and we'll look at that one as well. So if you are a Roll20, a D20 Pro, or Fantasy Grounds, if you're interested in any of those VTTs, then stick around and watch through these episodes, and maybe you can look at finding out which of these virtual tabletop programs you might be interested in. And of course, everybody's situation is different, so what's best for me might not be best for you, but I'm just giving you my thoughts, my comments, and my suggestions based on what I've encountered and what I've done. Maybe Map Tool might be best for you because you want something that has line of sight based on fog of war, something that has powerful macros and automation. You want something that has framework rule sets that are available in a number of RPG systems. Maybe Map Tool might be the one for you, but I'm not investigating Map Tool. I'm not investigating Dame Tool. I'm not investigating Battlegrounds unless I hear from you, watcher out there on the internet. If you use a VTT and you have something that you absolutely think you love, reasons why I should spend my time, trouble, effort buying it and just to try it out and see if it's something that I might like. So let me know out there. Otherwise, next episode we're going to get right into looking at this Roll20 and finding out what it does, and we'll be looking at that next episode. So leave your thoughts and comments below, and we'll see you next time, folks.